What is up, mortals? I'm the attack here.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Laine here, and today basically what I want to do is I want to kind of discuss a topic that kind of hits me really close to home. You know, it's affected me, it's affected a few family members, it's affected a lot of friends, and what that is depression. And I know it's kind of a really controversial topic. There's no real way I can talk about it as a whole, but basically just give you some life experiences, some of my thoughts and opinions on it, because I have gone through it and I have firsthand experience with it, and I know there are a lot of people out there that are depressed, and it's a really tough thing to go through. So if you just have that one person to kind of listen to you, or maybe if you just hear someone else's stories, then maybe you can find a way to kind of break through and kind of just make yourself happier in life. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm just going to try and give you some of my life experiences, some stuff that I went through, because it's just, it feels good for me to kind of get it off my chest, and I hope you guys are really receptive to this. So basically depression really became a part of my life at a very young age. At 4 years old, my uncle had committed suicide, and that was something that was very tough for me to handle. It's just I was young at the time, and I never really got a chance to one-on-one bond with him and know him. But when you're used to that one person at that young age, and you just see them and your face lights up, and then the next day your parents have to tell you that he's been hurt and he's been in an accident, and then you never see them again. It's something really tough that just I really never got over how to deal with it. If you just think back on it, I never really got a chance to to know him as a person. We never had a chance to see each other for who each other is, and I had wished that he had been there in my life, because that's just one more person in your family, and family is so important. And a lot of people just don't respect the idea of family, and I know that I'm in that category sometimes, but your family is forever, basically. They're the one group of people that you can always turn to for support. And basically at that young age, dealing with the suicide of my uncle, I dealt with it differently, and I thought about it differently than I do now. Back then, obviously, I was extremely sad, and I was asking a lot of questions, and I was just, I was kind of angry. When you're that age, you want to know things, but you can't really understand them. And now that I'm a lot older, and I've kind of had a chance to really grasp, wrap my head around all this kind of stuff, I'm basically going to give my kind of opinion on how it kind of affected me, and how I feel about it. And these are strictly my opinions, guys. So if you have your own, please feel free to share them, because it's free world, man, and it's just like it's nice that people have different opinions. So my thoughts on a huge topic on suicide is the loss of respect. And obviously it is sad you're losing a family member, but it's just almost like a disrespectful thing to do, in my opinion, because not only are you basically just giving up on everything, which is there's never anything that is that bad that you have to just say I'm done with this, I'm quitting. You're not just affecting yourself, and I believe it's one of the most selfish things anyone can do in their life, because once they're gone, they leave all these people behind mourning and just thinking, what could I have done to have saved him, have made him not do that. And I just lose I'm still saddened by the fact of their passing, but I just lose all that respect. And I just feel, guys, that, if any of you guys suffer from depression, and any of you guys have ever contemplated, suicide, and, I'm just saying this as a whole, there is always someone you can go to, guys. There are always better things in life, and that is not the answer. There's nothing ever that bad that you can't fix it, you can't change it, you can't turn your life around. And I hope you guys feel the same way, because personally, I have had an experience like that. And basically, what had happened is, it all had to do with chemicals in my body. And when I was on performance-enhancing substances, it had really messed with the testosterone levels in my body, and really, screwed me up to a point that when I went off of them, I basically didn't want to be alive anymore. When I was on them, all this was going through my body. I had all this extra energy. I had this extra, it was almost like a second mind, like a split personality. And it's like any drug. When you're on this stuff, you feel like you're invincible, like you're the only person in the world that matters. And the second that you kind of hop off of it, it's just, you're not getting that high anymore. And you just feel like you've crashed down to rock bottom low. And that's something that I did have to deal with. And I never really gotten to the point where I was seriously prepared to make any drastic moves. But it's things that cross your mind, when you're alone at night and you're thinking, and you're just kind of reflecting over your day-to-day life and your situation, whether it be girl, whether it be school, whether it be just, your job. I don't know, it's just something that I do, and my mind kind of races at a certain pace that, I think a lot. And when you have that chemical imbalance in your bodies, it kind of can almost play mind tricks on you and tell you to do stuff. I actually remember at one point I was working up on a big scaffolding, so up on some scaffolding, and I was about 100 feet up in the air. And I was sitting there one day, and this is about a month after I had actually gotten off of drugs, and I was sitting looking over, and I'm about 100 feet in the air, and basically my mind at that point said, "Jump, Laine, jump. Seriously, just do it. Like, you can do it. You're invincible. Your body, you'll be fine." And I almost had a self-battle within myself. I had to basically slam my body down onto the ground, onto the metal standing up there, and basically hold myself down. So that nothing happened, because I felt at that point, my mind was going to take over my body's movements, and that was one of the scariest things that I've ever gone through, and just the fact that your mind can tell you to do some of those things is just crazy to me, and it's just. Yeah, it's just something that I hope a lot of you guys never have to deal with, and that's just an example. But basically, this whole thing in kind of a whole, what I kind of wanted to get the message out there is, there's always someone that you guys can talk to, and whether it be your parents, whether it be a school teacher, a counselor, a hotline, there's nothing ever that bad, guys, that you can't get help. So I don't know if you guys enjoyed this. It wasn't really meant to be an enjoyable video. It's just, I feel that with all you guys out there following me and stuff, it's nice to kind of pour your soul once in a while and just kind of hit play and just, kind of spill everything. And yeah, thank you guys. Actually, like thank you honestly for listening, because this has been amazing, and yeah, it was really hard for me to to do this. So I really appreciate you guys having a chance to hear this. So anyways, guys, thanks again, and I'll talk to you guys later.